Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. A double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us his truth and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and mercy be unto the hopeful elect. This is kind of a funny article, you know, and not more so as funny as it is serious, because within these times to come, these wealthy people, these people of these other nations and of such, all right, they're not going to stick around, man, all right, to endure and to go through the things that are foreshown, all right. They're going to flee these cities, and if they could, flee the whole country, all right, to go back to their own country in the regard of trying to seek safety because they know that the streets of America is about to be a war zone. All right. Now, know those movies like The Purge and, other movies where there's chaos in the streets and people are turned against each other, because that's what kind of spirit is being mingled here within America. As it states within the book of Isaiah, the 19th chapter, in verse 2, it says, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his brother and every one against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. So neighbor against neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. All right, it's going to go down in these here streets of America. And it's going to be unlike anything that you've ever experienced before. Now, you think the coronavirus was something that you haven't experienced before, and having to go on lockdown and being shut up in the house for a few months. All right, food is running scarce. Eventually, when people get at it, all right, when they start rioting, when they start looting, all right, when they started invading one another, this is going to be like something that you've never experienced before, unlike anything you've never seen before. All right, just like these Hollywood flicks and these rich and wealthy residents of these cities, all right, these are the talks that they talk about. And you better believe, they're a little bit more wiser than your regular, all right, average individual. So they'll come across, videos like ours, and although they may scoff at it, they take heed to it to a certain extent, so they know that something's going to go down. Plus, a lot of them, have inside information. So they know when to get the fuck on, all right? Excuse my language. But this is an article from the Daily Mail, and it says New York's 420,000 wealthiest residents fled the city in 2 months. 5% of New York's population has fled since the coronavirus pandemic gripped the city. New smartphone data reveals. Now, hold up. You telling me that Esau has the ability to GPS track you through your smartphone? Which that's, in my personal opinion, that's the whole reason that they allowed these devices like the smartphone to be created. Because since the smartphone, or the creation of the smartphone, they've been able to monitor you. They've been able to collect data on you. They've been able to get your location. They've been able to, seize information on you without having to warrant it. They know everything about you, man, via your smartphone. And hey, really, these smartphones are for dual purposes. Hey, for Esau Edom, it's a weapon. All right, it's something that's, a device to collect information on its citizens. All right, so that he can know all of your whereabouts, all of your doings, all of the things that you search. But on the right hand side, all right, it's a Urim and a Thummim. All right, for the elect men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to use it to gather information concerning prophecy and to also prophesy through so that they can warn the people. So it serves dual purposes. And eventually it's going to go from a smartphone being able to collect data on you to being the chip or microchip, all right, or a brain chip inside of you. All right, Esau, wants to be a god. All right. And the god has to know everything about the subjects that is under it. So here it is. Esau has collected data from smartphones that show that the wealthiest individuals of New York's society fled. All right. When it's supposed to be a stay at home, stay safe order, an executive order, a state of emergency, right? It says from March 1st to May 1st, about 420,000 residents of the Big Apple home to nearly 8.4 million, particularly from the wealthiest neighborhoods, reported the New York Times. While there was relatively little change to some zip codes, others such as SOHO, the West Village, Morningside Heights, the Upper East Side, the Financial District, Midtown, Gramercy, and Brooklyn Heights, empty by at least 40%. They got the hell on, man. Meanwhile, Manhattan's overall population has fallen by almost 20% as the lockdown enters its third month. So yeah, you better believe that they've seen movies like The Purge, and there's been talks for years about the different boroughs and how if you just blow up a certain bridge or you shut down a certain bridge, which they show you in the movie I Am Legend, if you just shut down a certain bridge, where in the hell could they go? So they're saying in their mind, oh, let me get the hell out of here before it's too late, because they don't want to be trapped in the barrel, especially when all chaos breaks loose. All right, especially when there's Egyptian against an Egyptian, especially when there's evading one another, because situations like the Purge is going to become a reality. And when I mean it's going to become a reality, people are going to literally kill each other. They're not going to spare each other's lives. All right, because basic instinct is going to come in. It's going to be survival, of the fittest. It's going to be all about self-preservation. Self-preservation is when you do whatever it takes to make sure that you survive. All right, people are going to turn into animals. So these rich elites, knowing that, they're like, let me get the hell out of here. All right, the time is going to come, and that's funny, looking at this thing called Smart News. Within the United States, there's 1,443,000 cases of the so-called COVID 1984, as Apostle Tahar calls it. But just seeing the number 144 is a beautiful sight. But I want to go over to a few scriptures, all right, which none of these scriptures were prepared. I just saw the article. I said, you know what, let me report this, because these are prophecies fulfilling itself. All right, these are prophecies, man. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, verse 17, which says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So these cities are going to be locked down, especially those boroughs, man. Look, all it takes is for them to tear the bridge down or to block the bridge off. And where in the hell are you going to go? You trapped on that thing. You can't go nowhere. All right. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So what does that mean? All right, the main ones that's going to get attacked, okay? The main ones that's going to get attacked is the wealthy. All right, they're going to cross over into these suburbs. All right, and the main ones that are dwelling within these suburbs are who? Rich Edomites. They're gonna cross over because they know that if anybody got food, that you can afford to stock up on food. So these rich Edomites, a lot of them are in the mind state of getting the hell on. And in regards to these other nations, these other nations are in the mind state of getting the hell out of this country. All right, and going back to the places where they belong, all right, to their own kind. So these nations are going to leave, man. All right. And they're going to go back to their own people, all right, in their own land as they have opportunity. All right. But eventually there's not going to be opportunity because these places are going to be locked down. All right. They're going to be locked down. There's not going to be any flying out. There's not going to be any flying in. There's not going to be any, traveling by way of sea. All right. There's not going to be any traveling by way of train. Eventually, this thing is going to get locked all the way down, and whoever's left inside of this place is going to be trapped in here. And they're going to have to go through all of the hell that's going on within the borders of this place. All right, but here's another one, Isaiah 13 and 14. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as the sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one to his own land. All right, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So this is the mind state, and especially of these rich and wealthy people that can afford to get the hell out of this place. Alrighty, yeah. Eventually, they're not gonna, because at this moment, things can return back to normal when they implement this vaccine or the chip, whichever one will come first. And they can come back and, go to their houses and whatnot, and they can have a society set up like Out of Time, that movie with Justin Timberlake, where you have different, societies, based on the amount of time that you have, or based on the amount of wealth that you have on your chip. You have the military guard in each checkpoint. But, yeah, these people that can afford it, they're going to go and flee. They're going to go and flee into bunkers and things of that nature to escape the destruction that's coming upon this place. So, yeah, it's amazing to see these scriptures playing out. All right. 420,000 wealthiest residents fled the city in 2 months. So they got the hell out of there. All right. Because they understood that all hell was going to break loose. All right. Wherever, in these cities. So, hey, these scriptures are coming to life. There's about to be race riots. There's about to be riots in general. There's about to be neighbors invading one another. There's about to be, all sorts of chaos within the streets in the cities near you. People are going to start rioting. There's going to be seditions, against, the governments, because they're going to get tired of these lockdowns and the draconian laws that are being enforced upon them. All right, but these times may be scary to you, but man, they're a beautiful sight for us. So with that, I truly hope that this lesson was edifying. Until the next time, Shalom.